the number 8 team, Cynthia Freeland, according to your model, with the least likely chance of the 8 left in the playoffs to win the Super Bowl is
The Eagles.
Horns. Eagles at number 8 with what percentage chance?
6.5%.
So 6.5%. Is there much to say about why it's 6.5% outside of, I don't know, they're playing the Saints this week and then they'd be a 6 seed and that doesn't often happen? And
Yeah, I mean, look, the only thing that really, it wasn't a super convincing win last week. I mean, a last-minute missed field goal is like tricky to.
Exactly right.
Right, like it's not like the most convincing. It's not like they won. Like the Colts are far more convincing win than the Eagles. So it's really about like how they're winning, the chances for the remaining teams to stop them. It's kind of really top heavy. So both the 2 top ones. I'm not going to give it away. That's a tease. That's TV. The 2 top teams in the NFC have a much higher percentage than the 2 tops in the AFC because it's just a big disparity between the teams.
Between the Rams, Saints, and then the Eagles. So that leads me to believe I kind of know what's coming at number 7.
Yep.
The number 7 least likely team to win the Super Bowl.
Uh-oh. Cowboys!
Cowboys.
7.1.
Kind of extending your conversation from the Eagles, right? You have the Rams and Saints decidedly with an advantage over the Cowboys and Eagles, and that means that I guess those percentages kind of have to add up, right?
Yeah, you know what's really funny is that the Cowboys have a decent chance. Like, so of all the away teams, the Cowboys actually have the highest percentage chance in my model to win this week against the Rams. It's just either of their next 2 opponents, like a third rematch with the Eagles, if that's what it turns out to be, or the Saints, would be a really bad matchup for them either way. So that's really where that comes in.
Yeah, you don't see either the Cowboys or the Eagles going to the Rams and or the Saints and winning those games in consecutive weeks.
Correct.
Those are 2 of the model's favorite teams.
The model
on the road
loves
for
them.
those 2 back-to-back is very low, and that's why they're at the bottom of the list.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's not just winning against the Rams, it's winning against the Rams and the Saints, both on the road.
Exactly.
For both of those teams. With the number 16 that is least likely to make the Super Bowl.
What's a pony noise? Nay! 7.7%. The Colts.
That's my hooves clapping.
Oh, you're like, yeah.
Exactly.
Got it.
Oh, very good.
The Colts really, this one's about I think it's honestly their pass defense that really flags as the biggest potential problem for them. Not their defense as a whole is, I think, underrated as far as narratives go, but it's their pass defense, and they do have some questions in their wide receiving core if T.Y. Hilton's not completely healthy. The depth in their wide receiving core isn't deep. So as much of an advantage Eric Ebron is and T.Y. Hilton, beyond that, they don't have a lot of receivers that are really consistent and reliable, which is something you need when you make it far in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's tough. The Colts are tough. I mean, to me, that's just a little bit low because I just think they got a good shot to beat the Chiefs. And if they beat the Chiefs, to me, that could be the one team that really could give them the biggest bit of problems. Just because they have not seen an offense like that on this run. It is a bad matchup, but at the same time, it's a good matchup, right? Because their offensive line has been so good and that secondary for Kansas City has been so bad. So if you can counteract those 2 things, and Andrew Luck gets that extra half second or full second to throw the ball, man, is he been good this year. The 5th least likely team to make the Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm sure the suspense is killing everybody watching right now.
What is it? Oh, no, I can't remember. Chargers.
What is it?
Chargers.
At what percentage?
9.4.
So 2 teams have been eliminated, and their percentage chance of going to the Super Bowl is increased by 1/10.
No. Their percentage chance to win the Super Bowl is now 9.4.
Yeah.
Last week it was
doubled.
9.3 to win
To
the
go.
AFC.
It doubled. Yeah,
So you
gotcha.
work the Super Bowl whether the Chargers win it or lose it. This is to win the Super Bowl. Last week they were
Foiled again.
4.9%
Gotcha.
to win the whole thing.
So now it doubled. It doubled. But this one ultimately comes down to, in this matchup against the Patriots, who controls the run game, who gets more production, using that run game, and then being able to use their pass catchers. Obviously, the Bolts have a much better wide receiving core than the Patriots, but if they can't manage the style of offense, Tom Brady and the Patriots with the downhill running, physical attacking, if they can't manage to handle that, then the Chargers will not. You'll be doing this podcast in here. You'll be in person next week as opposed to
see you. let's get to the top 4. That means you have nothing but 1 and 2 seeds left. And the number 4 team.
The New England Patriots.
Okay, Patriots at
16.5%, so only about 6% more. Okay, ultimately this one comes down to their O-line, their consistency in earning first downs on first and second down. So they don't even need to wait till third down. They're 4th best in the NFL in the regular season at getting another first down off of first and second down. So that consistency, their ability to run block, their ability to effectively execute a run game, their ability to use heavy sets or to strategically pass on first and second down, but no matter what, they're earning first downs at a really high rate. That control is a huge factor, especially when you're considering the types of defenses they're going to be facing.
Okay, that means we have the Rams, Chiefs, and Saints left. All right, let's get to the number 3 team. Rams.
17.2%.
Okay.
So just a little bit more than the Patriots.
A little bit.
And
but
you know what's funny?
Again, it has to add up to 800. See what I did there?
You did. So the funny part is both of these teams, the Patriots and the Rams, they have deficiencies against runs. So the Patriots defense allows rushing on first down at a bad rate, a very high rate, so a lot of yards gained. And the Rams just overall have the worst rushing average allowed in the NFL. So that's an interesting dynamic of why those two have lower odds than the two theoretical division winners, right? So
right.
I think that's like really interesting because it shows you here. And another thing, like O-lines matter so much. Defensive pressures matter so much. And even though Aaron Donald is the best interior pressure guy in the league, absolutely, the run defense just like really, really makes it a problem.
All right, so let's find out if the Saints or the Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl. Number 2.
The first runner-up. Isn't that what they say in pageants?
Well done. Your fancy pageant walking.
The Chiefs.
First runner-up is?
The Chiefs. 17.5%. It's their defense. It's their defense. Like, I mean, I don't know if I need to say much more other than not their defensive front. I like their defensive pressures. I like that. But everything else, 17.5%. Their offense gets them there, and their defense is what keeps them from winning. What's the stat? So there's the team with the 5 best defenses. Where are they right now? Where are they playing?
5 best scoring defenses. None of them are left in the play.
None. Not one.
It's weird, right?
5 best scoring offenses. They're all still alive.
All still left. The league has changed. Because I remember that was a big one for the Ravens and why a lot of people were picking the Ravens.
Why
Not
Cynthia
only to beat
picked
the
the
Chargers, but to go up to New England and beat the Patriots because of that scoring defense. And that always in it. Nope, not the case.
Ravens and the Bears.
Well, as it turns out, when Lamar Jackson turns the ball over 7 times, it doesn't really help, or however many times, right?
Welcome to the league, man. Welcome to the playoffs. Welcome to a defensive front when people get to see you a second time. That's why that'll be interesting next year.
Mm-hmm.
You see what the Chargers were able to do. Anyway, all right, that means the Saints are number 1. So if my math is correct, they have a what percentage chance?
18.2.
That's what I was going to say, but
Exactly.
I left the glory for you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So 0.7%
Yep.
more than the Chiefs.
The Saints have, like, the best word I can think of is an execution offense, right? They're not relying on perimeter speed from their wide receivers. They're not using, like, the spread offense concepts like they do in Kansas City, where they just spread everyone out and they're just like, you're an athlete, go. They're very...
They use the Michael Thomas offense.
Right. They're like,
Catch a lot of balls.
Catch a
go.
lot of balls and fight for them. Like, you're playing
Yeah.
basketball out here, and Alvin Kamara, you're playing basketball. And really, it's the run game and the Saints' ability to rely on their run game.
Saints 1, Chiefs 2, Rams 3, Pats 4. We'll see if it holds.